Hello my crafty friends. Well, today I'd like to share with you this fun new bundle I have. It's called Impressions Abloom, and it is a bundle. So it has all these stamps, and then it has these die cuts plus one more, this one right here that I'm actually going to use today. And so let's go ahead and get started. So it has, I like the I appreciate you and the thanks. I use those quite a bit. So we're going to make an I appreciate you card. And we're also going to use the Impressions Abloom designer series paper. And it's actually called Floral Impressions. So it's a beautiful paper. And we're going to use this particular sheet right here. So it's double-sided, as all the designer series paper is. So let's go ahead and get started. So our card base is Misty Moonlight, and it is 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored in the middle at 4 1/4, and we're going to use the Misty Moonlight ink. And then, like I said, this is our designer series paper, and it's from the Floral Impressions. So this is part of the suite with the Impressions Abloom, and then the designer series paper, and then there's an embossing folder and some embellishments as well. So this is just 4 by 5 1/4, and I cut it so that when we cut it out, our lines are going horizontal. If you prefer to go vertical, then you can just cut your paper that way, but it's 4 by 5 1/4. So let me see here. We're going to go ahead and die cut this so that we can start creating our card. So okay, we have cut out our die cut. So it cuts this out, and we're going to turn it over like this, but it also has this little piece in here. So I get my take your pick tool and just pop this out real quick. And what I did is I used it on the envelope. So I will let you guys do that on your own, because it was a little tricky getting glue on this very small piece, but it can be done. It's also a good candidate for the to put the sticky on the back and just peel it off. So we're going to set this aside, and you could use it on the inside if you wanted to as well. Anyway, it still has the pretty designer series paper, so I'm going to set that aside. And what I also did is I used some of the die cuts, and I used these here and these as well to cut out some Misty Moonlight flowers. So there's our flowers. And then have our leaves. And so the die cuts are cool because they die cut out, but then they also cut these leaves to give them some texture. The same thing with the flowers. And then also did the centerpieces of the flowers. So what I did with these is I took my Stampin' Blends, Misty Moonlight, I took the dark, and I just colored this in. So let me get my scrap piece of paper here to color this in with, and because I wanted it to kind of match on here. It's really dark, so let me go ahead and just color this in real quick. So this is a pretty quick and simple card to put together, and let the designer series paper do all the heavy lifting for you. I'm just going to go this a couple times here to make it dark. Not to cover my fingers here. All right, so we got that all colored. Set this down here like so. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our little bit of stamping. So let's get this out of the way. So I just have a little scrap piece of paper here that I'm gonna stamp the I appreciate you on in the Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to ink that up. Just going to stamp it here. And then I'm going to stamp the inside of the card as well. excuse me. I'm gonna do a thanks so very much. So let's do our thanks first. So center this and then do the so very much. Just gonna put it right underneath here, like so. There we go. All right, so I think I'm done with my inks. I'm going to put it away so I don't stick my fingers in it. So let me go ahead and just put together the inside here. So this strip is 3/4 by 4 inches. And when you cut your 12 by 12 in 4 by 5 1/4, then you have a 4 by 3 inch piece of designer series paper. Actually, it's not 3 inches, it's 1.5 inches. You have a 4 by 1.5 inches piece, and if you cut that in half, then you can easily put that on the inside of your card so that it's not naked on the inside. So I'm just gonna put some glue on here, fold my cardstock in half real quick, like so. All right, so I'm just gonna put this on the inside of my card. My workspace is a little messy here. All right, so just glue this down here. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and create the front here. Actually, let me cut this out real quick. Okay, now we got that cut out. All right, so I think we're ready to start assembling. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue this down on my front of my card. Just put a little glue here. We don't need a whole lot because we're just gluing paper to paper. Just get all the edges here. And I'm just going to center this here so I have nice borders all around. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of these. So I need one regular size one for the big one and one of the mini dimensionals for the small one. And then I'm going to stick these on their respective flowers. Here. Well, the back did not come off. All right, now we have the back off. I'm just going to stick it here on this flower, and then we're going to stick this one on the big flower. All right, so what I want to do is I want this in the middle, but I want it popped up with dimensionals, but I want my flowers down here. So I'm going to just kind of put these together first, and then I will adhere it to this. So let me go ahead and pop this up real quick. This is going to take a few dimensionals here. Let's pull these off. One in the middle. Okay, so now I'm gonna just center this in my opening. So, like so. Okay, so now I want to put my flowers here and here, and then stick in the leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these two guys together. give them a little time to adhere. And then I want a leaf under here, so I'm just going to put a little glue here. Stick that a little farther down. There we go. Now on this end, I would like a couple of leaves. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottoms of these, and then I will put them in place. So I'm just going to kind of put that guy right there, and then I think I want this guy up here. All right, so now we have our flower arrangement put together. So now I'm just going to put glue right here to glue it onto our image that's popped up. And I think I'm going to put a little small dimensional right there, since it's going to be hanging off the edge just a tiny bit. I'm going to glue this down. There we go. Like that. All right. And now, since this has popped up, I'm just going to glue this down straight onto my focal point there. There's where I would like it. And then we just add our finishing touches of some rhinestones on here. And what I found was fun is if you put these little rhinestones in the middle of the little flowers. I kind of like that. All right, and there you go. A nice little I appreciate you card. And thanks so very much on the inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends. Have a fun and crafty day, my friends. Thanks.